I've brought you all here together? Well, the answer is no one has come to get, because there's no one here. Well, mostly no one anyway. Let's flip this thing around and have a look. Actually, we'll do it the other way. Flip it around that way. There we go. It's not frightening at all, and I'm glad you've become religious. All right, so, dearest Marjorie, have decided to market a new type of opal. Nobody seems to care at the moment. Have not invested sufficient money in the project. Yours faithfully. What am I going to call myself? Belvedere. With my wonderful pen. Let's have a look, Ski. Yoink. So, what we're going to do is we'll call it Cherry Blossom because it is Cherry Blossom pattern. Okay, so 21st. And I'm mentioning I'm an Australian, I'm sorry about this. The 21st of the 6th, 2025. I think I was using the 7th in the previous ones. Oh well. Future proofing, I suppose. 2025. There we go. Lovely. And what we'll do is we'll call it Cherry Blossom. What we're going to try is we're going to try and cut a few cherry blossoms today, because I know which opals they are, and I'll show you the opal rough that I use to come up with an opal like that one. There we go. So an opal like that one. Anyway, what I can do is I can actually explain a little bit on how it actually comes together. You can have a look at the cracks. They're actually cracks that cause the marks to happen. I'll flip the phone around so we can talk about it properly. So apologies for the shadow, but beggars can't be choosers. So if you have a look at them, you can actually see the angles on these cracks are all the same. Now, they're cracks that are infilled, but you can kind of see that there's like a regular kind of pattern to them, right? And that's no mistake. If you actually have a look at mosaic or what's the other pattern that's like mosaic? It's that that lady in the Joker, not Cardinal. It doesn't matter, but it's mosaic patterns. Basically, they've got the same angles on them. So there's a good argument to say that this is a very similar kind of phenomenon that occurs in some of the higher quality opals, this kind of angle of the crack. And so what we can do is we can actually get a pen out. We can kind of say what will happen if we get a zoom out a bit. If we get an opal, well, we won't draw the opal, but we'll draw the cracking structure. Oh, okay, drawing it on this. So if you end up getting something like that, that is what we're kind of looking at. So look over here, you can actually see that kind of things happening there. It's almost like a chemical symbol. But if you have a look at a mosaic pattern opal, you'll actually see that it's actually a continuation of that. You'll see that they basically join them together like that. See that? Join them together, make them different colours. You've got yourself a mosaic. So what I'm basically saying is that there's nothing new under the sun. This is a different form of mosaic, really. So thought you'd be interested. We're going to get out there pretty soon. What I'm going to do, however, is I'll give you a bird to look at whilst I quickly grab a shirt on and put a Band-Aid on and get some water. So there you go. Changing into my opal gear. that into the glove on. So here we go. My hand's nearly healed, by the way. I'm just keeping it on because at the moment it's mortal cold out there. It's kind of nice to have a little bit of warmth, even if it's just a glove. So I was seriously considering getting one of my big black chemical gloves, but I don't think I'll be doing that. Now Max has been really affectionate all day, but once I get the jacket on and once I get the glove on, he's like, "No, I'm not having any of that. You are now dead to me." He's also asleep at the moment. Don't blame him. I'm actually quite happy with that because if they can sleep through anything, that's a good thing. But I will turn the lights off when I go outside so that they can have a bit of a snooze. Here we go. It's on. Yeah, light on. And we're done. Right. I'll take that out. Just trying to get the fountain. It worked before, and then when I put it into an arrangement, a display arrangement with the lever and everything, it suddenly stopped working. That is so frustrating. Claire frustrating. I don't know what language I used. It was just I don't know, Frenchish. Maybe someone from Europe will go, "Oh, that is not my language." There we go. So I'll also grab the. We don't need the cherry blossom. Oh, we might, because other people might go, "What's this Opal name thing you're talking about?" Right. The only other thing I'm going to do is go and grab some. I'll grab some wood. Yeah. I've got a fresh laundry container. Why not? It'll have a little bit of laundry liquid in it, and to be perfectly honest, a little bit of laundry liquid, not a problem. Compared to having freezing cold hands. So at any rate, the general idea is out there. I've already got some opals, which I suspect have the pattern on them. What I'll do is I'll cut them to roughly 15 carat sizes. 15 carats is, what is it? I don't know, half a cubic inch, I suppose, or 1 square centimetre, or 1 cubic centimetre, sorry. So that sounds like it'll be a bit bigger than that because it'll be thin and wide. So I cut it to that kind of thing. There we go. Now that I've done that, I'll just quickly snap the glove on. Yes, Mrs. Stevenson, it is time for your internal. Don't worry, it won't take a bit. Right. I've got me water. I've got me glasses. I'll put them on because it makes me look distinguished. Here we go. Right. Oh, lots of people here already. Hello. Oh, I've got Nozzy. What are you doing up at this time of night? Oh, actually, there is an American place called Wyoming, isn't there? Okay. Apologies. Trouble with wearing these glasses is they're good for short range, so I can actually read. Hello, Michael Jones Storm has. Hello, my friend. Said hi. Excellent. And hello, everybody. You people don't seem to. You seem new to me. I could be wrong about that. I was wrong once before. So what I'm doing is I filled this up with warm water because it's mortal cold out here. I'll show you. Flip it around. Here we go. So we've got a water container up here. And we've got a water container here. Now, I have steadfastly refused to fix this up. Actually, I haven't. I think that there's a bit of an issue. What I've got to do is I've got to make sure that the water going down into the container is in some way below or above the water going into the container from the other containers. That way, when it runs out, it doesn't upset the apple cart, so to speak. Boo. What I mean by upsetting the apple cart, sorry, I was just busy exerting myself. So when you've got this tube, let's when you've got this tube here, it's going in there, and you've got this tube here which is filling. So if you at any stage have a situation where the level here is below the level here, then that will instantly run out of water. So you've got to make it so that this thing's level never drops to a point where it's below that level. So you get this tube in here, you pull it up a little bit, and that makes it a little bit easier in the long run. I hope that makes sense. I seriously hope it makes sense. Right. I seriously hope that makes sense. Right. I'm glad we got that all sorted out. Now, I've got to go and grab the... Got to go grab the knobbies. Got to grab a little knobbies, I do. This one, however... Oh, that's a shame. This one's got cracks in it. So I was just going to say, we'll just use this one, but it's got a few cracks in it. So I'm not going to use this one. I can use that one and that one. But we'll see what happens. What will happen is that some of them will turn out spectacularly. Some of them will turn out not as spectacularly. It's open cutting. That's what happens. Let's get cracking. Okay, so I pride myself in actually having titles which, although they might look clickbaity, actually mean what they say. And this is meaning what they say. Last title was Fish Tumors, Opal's Fish Tumors. And that's the truth. That, well, not necessarily the truth. It might be the truth. I'll just zoom in here. They may well be cysts that have managed to fossilize, and there was a whole heap of reasons why I thought that. And one of the reasons is the fact that knobbies tend to accumulate in root hollows or places that are considered to be anoxic environments. They also end up in transition zones, and that's also an anoxic environment. So basically, it gives the organism a long time to sit there. And a tumor tends to be, especially a bone tumor or something like that, or a gallstone or something like that, they tend to hang around a little bit. And so there's a good chance that these things are actually fish tumors or fish cysts or, stuff like that have managed to fossilize. And we cut one in half, and I'll show it to you just to prove it. I cut it from what I suspected was the punctum of the tumor, and we got this, and we found that the black actually came from the punctum, which was amazing. So that wasn't even the best example. Where was the best example? No, I don't know anymore. It was in here somewhere. So that was a pretty epic revelation as far as I was concerned. What we'll do is we'll do this guy first, however. Reason being, looks relatively simple to turn that into a colourful opal. We're not going to do that many colourful opals, so we may as well do one or two. And we might as well do this one as well. I'll show this one to you. So everyone's here for the colour sometimes. So that guy, let me give it a bit of a zhooshing. There you go. This guy will no doubt end up looking pretty schmick. So we'll do these guys and we'll see how they go. On with the infernal machine. Okay. Right. Let's try and get this going. go. Try and bring this right up to back here. There we go. And then we'll just slow the water flow down because we wouldn't mind having some water for later on. All right, we'll do this guy first, see what happens. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was treated over. That's all right. Realistically, it doesn't matter. We're just having fun cutting them. That wasn't too difficult. Pretty simple. Well, I presume the camera angle's changed now. It was a bit frustrating. I was trying to get the ludicrous speed to stop happening. It's still occasionally over revs because of the oiling I gave it earlier, like it was months ago. And you're seeing the huge amounts of money I'm earning. I earn $6 this month. So, I mean, at that rate, I'll nearly be able to, afford a new Dremel. Do you know, Opal guy, that if we go at ludicrous speed, we'll lose the creeps, the beeps and the jeeps? Jonesy from Police Academy. I'll tell you what, I learned some very interesting trivia. So you've got Spaceballs, right? Yes, comb the desert. No, but I found out that so you've got Jonesy, who did Spaceballs, who'd also done Police Academy. But when Police Academy started to really jump the shark, they invited Bobcat Goldthwait to do it. He's the guy that goes, that guy. Anyway, they got him to do it, and so so you've got Jonesy, who does Star Wars rip-offs, Spaceballs, but you've got Bobcat Goldthwait, and believe it or not, if you watch Star Trek, there's an episode where they have to stop a planet from having massive volcanic eruptions because they violated the Prime Directive because of a tiny little girl who sent a message out on a crystal set or something like that. The girl's name was Sarjenka. I found out later on that girl, when she grew up, she married Bobcat Goldthwait. So there you go. He has a podcast, does he? I know people ask him all the time about his voice and go, do you think I do this on purpose? It's pretty funny. I can remember when he came over to Australia, they interviewed him. And they said, so how many police academies did you do? He's like, I don't know, 1,000,000? More trivia is that the woman who has been continually sexually harassed by Mahoney, she ended up being that blonde lady from Sex and the City. There we go. Not a bad little start to the day. We've gotten 2 already. It's only been like a few minutes. Oh, he doesn't? I thought he did. Well, that's disappointment. Zooming out a little bit. We've got a big rock. So this one we're going to be trying to hunt down that coveted cherry blossom pattern. Hopefully I'll be able to just grab it. Okay, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Hopefully it's not going to go boom. That'll do. We all like a good rock slicing, I know that. Everyone jumps on board when we see a rock being sliced. We're up to 11, we'll go up to 20 now. For sure. I noticed that for those of you who are figuring out how to do YouTube as a live stream and all the metrics, I've noticed that the feed updates about every 30 to 35 seconds, I'd say, such that there is a notable time. We're up to 14. Note the time is 23 seconds on the clock, and we'll see when the next update of the numbers happens. Are you telling me that Bobcat Golf Lake does not have that voice? That's sad. So when does it flip over? 8 at 45. So that was 25 seconds if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Easter Bunny isn't Ether. No, I thought that the Easter Bunny was the old force that held the universe together too. Nah. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trimming it to a kind of a standard size. And what I have noticed is that we might have to forego our hunt for the cherry tree pattern, because I noticed that I sliced through some colour. So we'll have a look at that colour in a second. Hang on, let's just have a quick look. It's right in that gap there. So when we get into that gap, we'll have to see it. Isn't it funny? Always when you're not looking for it. Oh, 22 people have come on board. Thank you. At 24 and 32 seconds. Sorry, I'm calling out the numbers in time because I can actually look at the transcript and then do my metrics by that. And I don't mind people, like, if people who are actually YouTube creators on here, I don't mind having a chin wag on how to create too. Maybe we should have a chin wag on how to cut opal from the looks of things. what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to do another video that's not necessarily Opal or Fossil related. It's going to be maths and data related. There'll be two things. One thing is that I've been able to download all my stats from YouTube Studio, and I've got R code that I'm been busily typing up, and I think I'll release that R code so everyone can use it if they want to. But I've also got a chat GPT, so I might ask it to release a Python variation, but the only trouble of course is, will chat GPT faithfully reproduce the Python? Nah, I don't know. See what we're dealing with. Now, the colours are actually popping out in my peripheral vision a lot. So I've either taken too many drugs, which I haven't done, or at least I didn't know I had. Someone might have spiked me. That's encouraging. Someone actually likes me. Or alternately, there is actually colour here. Not a bad bit of colour, that. Tell you what, it's a bit inconsistent, that's why it's catching. That means if I even slightly manoeuvre it to the left or the right, we've got problems. Probably because there's a track on the bottom side and it's not quite tracking the track, I think. $25, I think that's the local maximum. 6 likes, that's pretty good. Thanks, guys. You'll watch as the likes increase, the number of concurrent viewers increase. So you're doing an awful lot to help me by hitting that like button. I can show you specifically how. Okay, I think this is interesting. Hello, Ness, and hello, Michael Neely, and hello, Persona Alan. Seems that the algorithm just instantly did a smattering of recommendations. We're trying to do something called a cherry tree pattern, so it's a bit unusual, but hopefully it'll be good. Look at that. I think we do have, look at that. We've got colour. That's what I like to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle it. Well, you can see where the colour is. Show you. Have a look here. You'll see how the colour is just tracking right underneath there. And I think it's at an angle, so it faces a particular way, is what they say. With Opal, the colour does not necessarily just face one way, always. It faces one way only. It can face always as well, but a lot of the time it's what they call directional. And so half of the challenge when you're cutting your opals is figuring out what direction the colour's coming from and seeing if you can cut a stone that matches it. Which I think is cool because it means that cutting opals is one of those genuine skills. Oh, we're up to 36 and 6. Thank you, guys. Yeah, my hand's in a glove. I had an injury, and the injury is nearly better, but because it's so cold outside, I'm actually keeping the glove on. So I probably don't need it, but in another way, yeah, I do need it. So I don't know how long I'll be wearing this glove for. In Australia, we typically have winters that last not too long, till September, I suppose. October, I know, not May, if you're in the United States. The regulars will be sick of this story, but I can remember one time I was in Nebraska and somebody said, "Oh, I hear you guys have Christmas in the summertime." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Why don't you move to December like the rest of us?" Threw me. Completely threw me that. So, got an interesting dilemma here. Do you reckon I should nip the end off there? See if I can show you the colour. You can see that little bit that looks like a crack. From here, it actually has a bit of colour. Let me see if I can make that colour apparent. Just there, okay. Colours apparent there. Oh, I can turn on the enhance. So what I could do at this point is just cut it off there and hope for the best, which I might actually do. But I think it'll crack anyway. So may as well have 2 opals for the price of 1. Parent. So let's go cut it. I got the Opal guy's approval, so we're doing it. I'm preparing my other hand. It's got the Opal in it. We're going to catch it. Probably not catch it. Got it. So nothing underneath. Let's have a look at this side. Whoop. See what it does. Very, very, very thin sliver here. So let's see what happens. Yeah, it'll work. Perfect. So first things first, let's just make it into a little stub. Round about there. Good enough. Okay, just so you know, all the Opal guys, this is very directional, this stuff, so it's a bit of a pain to work with, to be honest. But we'll see how we go. Success. Okay, it's not great colour, but it is definitely colour. Well done, Opal guy. I credit you with that one. In case you didn't work it out, rest of the world, Opal guy is no slouch at cutting opals himself, so sometimes I sat there on the stream and said, oh, I don't know if I cut it or not, and just here, just cut it. Okay, fine. You don't hear it, you see it. There you go. G'day, Foot Dogon. Oh, that's good. So that one will be a tiny little ring stain. Now, maybe not become a great stain, but I don't care. I just enjoy cutting them, to be honest. Now this guy, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but this guy's just colour all around. So I don't know what to... I do know what to make of it, sort of, but I also don't know what to make of it. Because it's going to be an interesting pattern. Yeah, it's certainly got scattered breccia all over it. That's a geological term, sorry. Just going to carve this bit off. I was going to let this bit fly because probably not got anything cool underneath. No. And now I'm going to basically cut it along here. And I'm going to have a rather... first things first, I'm just going to straighten it all out. So I might end up with a marquee pattern for this one, or modified drop or something. We'll work out a name to call it, but I'm not sure this will end up as a bona fide cherry blossom pattern because it's very scattered. I mean, it's a nice picture stone, but it's just not the cherry tree pattern. Oh wow, hey. Oh, cryptocurrency, cool. Can I have some bodgy coins, please? I made 1 million billion on them. Do you reckon if I ever get the chance I should do an ad read for War Thunder? I play this game all the time. I'm not lying at all. Oh, are you telling me they were non-genuine? Oh. So what am I going to do with this bank account that I just handed them? I think it's going to end up making quite a nice little drop. Not a bad drop, that. Yeah, very eclectic looking one, but not bad nonetheless. Insane dome drop, I suppose. Look at that. Huge dome. Just got to make sure that it's symmetrical, which it is not. So, let's carve in that bit. $57 and 9 likes. Thank you very much, guys. At 33.27. That's a good local maximum, actually. So for those people who follow the algorithm, at the moment I'm guessing that I multiply the number of likes that I get by about 600 to get the total stream content. Total number of people who tuned into the stream. So at the moment I'm expecting 5,400, just mathematically inclined. You know what, with peaks of 70 upwards, it's going to be way more than 5,000. As long as it's my scam investment channel, it's fine, isn't it? Go buy Phil coin. Every coin is guaranteed to give you an investment in Abyssinian rubles. So I'm just looking at it. Right, get rid of that part of it. Half of the battle with these things is reorienting the stone. So if you're a Star Trek fan, What about reorienting the crystal? It is possible to reorient the crystal. This innovation is in the next class of starship. So, need to straighten it out still. So, still need to get that corner in. What you can see I'm doing is I'm trying to make it so that it's symmetrical. You can see it's still hanging over the top of it. So if you just angle the bottom parts in, all of them, just seems to make it easier for some reason. I don't know why. Got to be careful. If I go too far, I'll end up running out of opal. So I've got to be a wee bit cautious. Fortunately, I had a lot of back. Opal got back. Opal got back. My Dremel don't want some unless it's got potch, hun. Give me that healthy potch. So grind a lot. 95, well done guys. 95 at 42 minutes. So we've got a modified drop, I think. This is probably good enough to dock. I'm just checking. Yeah, okay, so cool. Looks like the cockpit of an alien spaceship, but pretty interesting. Right. This one I was using? No, it wasn't. It was over here, right. So the next idea is I am going to be cutting this. Let's have a quick look at the underside of this to see what we've got. Because now we know it's actually a bit angular. So we know that the potch will actually turn into colour at a specific angle. So I'm just moving the corners to that angle to see what happens. Now it's not necessarily a guarantee that you're going to get that kind of opal, but it's a good bet. So in case you're interested, the topic was actually truthful. I know, I'm as surprised as you. But the topic was a new type of opal. And I'm deadly serious. We're trying to get a pattern called a cherry blossom pattern. And what you require is a little bit of white on the top like this. But also, whilst I'm here, I'm looking at the picture stone qualities of this. I mean, it's got interesting geology just looking at that. What you can see is you can see obvious cracks that have healed. So some people consider this grey stuff to be bad opal. And that white healed crack area, you can see there's actually colour in that. That's why I cut it from the side to see if that would actually happen. Now I think it's actually coming in from a much more severe angle. Let's have a look. So this is the problem you have with opal. I'm going to try and just carve this one from here, because I think we've got a very, very specific angle going on here. Now, I was going to go for cherry tree pattern, but if we've got a nice piece of colour, I'm going to go for that. So here we go. It's about this time I often say, if you notice that the Opal guy is spending a lot of effort trying to support me, and I really appreciate his effort. So I'm not at all offended if you guys just quickly nip off this channel to the Opal guy's channel, like and subscribe his channel, watch his videos, come back here, of course. Oh, of course. But he's well worth watching. And whilst we're also talking about this, you'll notice that there'll be no mid-roll ads whilst you're watching this, and that's a choice. Opal Daddy. I think I know what, that's a previous comment, wasn't it? Yeah, I know that. All right, what was I going to say? Also, if you have a, what was I going to say? No mid-reel ads. And what I've done is I've made a small video that says, I think it's Dr. Phil's tip jar. And it's literally a video that's deliberately got nothing on it, so that it hopefully will trigger the ad rolls to happen on that video rather than this one. So that means that you get ads on your time, not mine. Not mine, I mean, not theirs, not YouTube's time. Oh, does it? I'm sorry about that. One day we'll do a research project, we'll find out what everyone's ads are. So it seems, guys, if you start the stream, it doesn't matter if you're starting it halfway through. It sounds like you're going to get ads anyway. Basic facts are, if you get yourself monetized, you are going to go for ads. Let's see. Through to you. What I'll do is I'll carve it this way. I'm just trying to figure out where to carve it. I think it's that way. Wish me luck. There. Yeah. What I might do is I might cut the whole way through, so I'll just speed up the infernal machine a bit. Oh, 11 likes, thank you very much. You gave it. Really felt. Although I'd be inaccurate with the cut, it's jamming against the blade. You'll see what I've done in a minute. Right. 12 lights, excellent. Yeah, that's how I'm trying to do it. Trying to make sure that you only get them at the beginning. It's a tricky one to manage, so I apologise if I don't get it right. Oh, 13 lights. Yeah, well, hopefully I've got no mid-roll ads, but I don't think I can guarantee it if you join back up, basically. Which is good, a little bit of a hack. If I have to go and, for example, refill with water, I can say, everybody tune out and tune back in again, watch an ad. Risky proposition, because you may never tune back. You need to know how to navigate there. Now let's have a look at this. This is the non-colour side that we're doing at the moment, but it seems that the non-colour side still has some colour on it. So that's good. I'm going to try hitting it from the other side because it's going to be easier that way. This is also the destructive side. So what you consider to be the face side of the Opal. So I think we've got some good things happening here with this guy. As luck would have it, I think I've run out of... There we go. So once again, we've got some colour. Look at that. Brilliant. So what I've done is I've basically said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not necessarily hunting colour today. I'm just going to go and try and make a particular type of picture stone. As a result, every single opal that I've cut thus far has had some colour in it. So once again, we're not getting that picture stone out this time around, we're getting the colour. The good news is that the picture stone is still there. You can see some of it. And I think that it will actually enhance the opal as it is. So, not a bad compromise, to be honest. Look. And just to cap it off, it's double-sided. Not bad for $5 worth of potch. I mean, $1 million. Totally $1 million. 15 likes, wow. Thanks, guys. So now I have the choice of sky blue on this side or purple on that side. No idea. I'll put that on the dot stick and make the decision later. Believe it or not, this is where I saw the colour, so let's give this one a shot. Now, make a note, guys, this is done at an extraordinarily tough angle, so there's no guarantee I'm going to get the colour out of it. I spotted it, great. Am I going to be able to orient it? Who knows? You can see that colour just on the edges there. If I'm good enough, I can get the colour out of those edges. Because it'll be a whole colour band. It's just, you've got to be on the ball the whole cut, basically. I'm going to give, yeah, look at that. There's all that in there. Whew, there's no guarantee this is going to work. We'll see. That's not a clickbaity thing either. There is no guarantee. So, try and go from here. Basically what I'm doing is I'm giving my best guess as to what angle the coloured face is. I could be right, I could be wrong. Oh, hello there, how you doing? $17 likes. Yeah, it is. I've got the stream started a little bit late. My daughter had a complicated question to ask, and so I stayed up and chatted to her and go, oh, I've got to do the stream. So we can see that this, oh, look at that. So this was a face I was hoping to expose in the entire opal. I'm starting to think I was right to do so. Got to get rid of the crackling, but other than that, not a bad little stone, that. Right. What I'll do is I'll just carve the corners off, start making it into a cab now. I have a feeling this will be a pretty good one. Doesn't look like anything at the moment, I give you that, but I think it will be. $55. Whoa, 19. Wow. Thank you guys for the likes. That's very good. So there we go. Nice little cab there. So that's like 3 for 3. Amazing. 105. Right, so let's try and have a look and see where the rest of the pupils are. Go have a quick look at the inside this knobby. See, if these things are what I think they are, and they're actually tumours or cysts from animals, for a start, we've been turning them into jewellery for 100 years. So people are wearing fish tumours, which is kind of amusing in my opinion. The other thing is that you can get to know how to get into them. If the punctum is a bit of sand, then you know what's going on. And if the rest of it is sand, then you know to excavate the punctum, for example. Don't think this one's doing much. Give it a few more zings and see if we can do something with it. But there goes gravity, yep, there goes gravity, yep. Gotta move yourself to the open. Yeah, nothing there. Bing. Right. Let's do a... I'll put the other one. Oh man, my hand's cold. Not that one. There should be a smallish piece. Not that one. That's a bit annoying. Oh well. Is it there? Might be that bit. Could be that piece there. Oh well, we'll just keep going with this bit. What I'll do is I'll just start to really give this one a bit of a working over. This might have to be the final piece. I just noticed that we've gone for 1 hour, 8 minutes and something. $20 likes, that's pretty good. Thanks guys. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. You've been rewarded for your likes, look at this. Nice chunk of colour right here. Seeing all sorts of stuff here. Wow. So what's going on is that I've noted that we've got several layers here, and also I'm running out of water. Put that in there, like so. Hopefully that'll do it for a while. You know what, I think this is no accident that it's doing this. What I might do is I might preserve it, see what we can get. Maybe the Opal's telling us something. Yes, it could be telling us that. I might have to just, I have to carve this layer off, I think. Hopefully this is not going to cause issues. So I'm starting to run out of water big time, so I'm going to have to... Don't worry, that Mexican jumping opal ain't going to get far. Yeah, yeah. You wait, mate. You wait. So there we go, I've actually been able to make a little opal out of that. And drop it. Oh well. There's another piece gone. I think it's because of this. Hang on a second. Let's go try and push it over that. So, oh, no, bad. How's that? Yep. Is that better? Yeah, you try that. There we go. Perfect. There's a lot of cracking, which hopefully is going down into crazing, which then is going to nothing. But it's got to work really hard to make sure that this doesn't affect the overall gem quality. So I think I can see something cool over here. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there's some colour just down in there. Good. So I was thinking I'm going to cut this into a picture stone. It's not going to be a picture stone, I don't think. The only issue I've got is it needs to be a sturdy, secure kind of stone. So I've got to make sure that I'm not allowing cracks and stuff to make it through. I think we're going to get a coloured picture stone out of this one. And a big one too. An enormous one. That had to happen at some point. The reason is that the cracks properties changed halfway through, and all of a sudden I was cutting through good opal. We'll see what that means when we get to it. Yay! I meant to do that. Ugh. There we go. So let's see what it's saying. Other than what Opal Guy was correctly surmising that the Opal's saying. Okay, this is going to be a monster. It's going to be like 30 or 40 carats. So if this has got a good pattern on it, this is going to be super duper valuable. You see, the sad thing is it's not up to me to value it, so somebody else could do it. But like, they might, if they're feeling generous, you know, go 20, 30,000 for something like this. Now don't expect it, but it is one of those kinds of, it's one of those patterns if I manage to get it this kind of size. So if you have a look at that, you can see that there's actually quite a lot. My support table. Sadly, the corporation does not allow support tables. They allow times tables. That's where you multiply things together. Handy skill sometimes. Requires an education, of course. Now we're moving into manageable territory. What you got to do is watch the angles, because the moment you get a bad angle on this, it'll ruin the dopping process. Kind of that. I'm also watching potential cracks on it. This side is the least boring side, so I could possibly get a pattern out of it. This side is more interesting, but there's cracks on it, so got to make sure it's stable. Yeah, I think it's going to calm down. That's looking good. Matter of fact, it's going to get that beautiful wispy cloud pattern, which I had in the previous Opal. So we're going to get something like that. Well, hopefully. We'll see what happens. The thing is that if we get the wispy pattern this time around, there'll be like blue and purple and greens in it. I can see that. So all of a sudden we've got ourselves a pretty neat pattern. Not 30 likes, thank you. It's still a little bit dodged. Don't like it that way. As you can see, that's a fascinating pattern. That'll look good if you polish it up. It's just a case of if the potch supports it, which I'm going to work pretty hard to make sure it does. Okay, look at that. Seeing a bit of a tree there, can you see that? kind of a tree pattern there, which is kind of what I'm after. Pretty much. Funny thing is that not many Aussies spend their time cutting these things, even though they're literally sitting on them. Welcome to the chat, Vid Dump, by the way. Yeah, that crazing is just kind of melting back into the background, which is good. I think I'll be able to get it into something nice. Because I really want this side. I don't want the other side. I'll use the other side if I have to, but this side is the good one. All right, look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. That is so cool. It's an absolute whopper. It's huge. That's sitting 20-25 carats, no trouble. I'll just try and get some nice curves on it. Got to be careful not to accidentally carve a bit off now. So they start off really big and they're like, hang on, where did it all go? All right, let's stop on that. Oh, check that out though. That's enormous and it's going to look pretty cool, I reckon. So good. So very good. So I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time just on the other machines, just rolling it around, making sure it's perfect, putting it flat against some sandpaper, for example. I'm going to close this down. We'll go say good morning to the birds, and then, oh wow, I'm pretty excited about that one. I'm pretty stoked. That's a pretty good pattern. Is it a genuine cherry blossom? Well, I don't know. Seeing we're going to be defining it ourselves, who knows? We're going to have to see a tree in there. It's definitely not got the crack pattern that normally I associate with them. I've cut a few of them now. So I don't think we can call it, we'll just call it a picture stone, but I think it's got a lot of really nice colours in it. So cut a few really good ones. I'm really happy with that. Okay, glove off. Yoink. Flip around. Hello. The time to make sure that the vertigo doesn't kill me. Been sitting down for ever such a long time, 1 hour and 36 minutes. All right. Well, you can guarantee yourselves, little birdies, that it is warm in here. I guarantee you it's warm in here. There you go. Hello, Loki. Hello. Scratchy poo. Scratchy poo. You'll notice that her legs, we were worried about her plucking for a long time, and she is not, she's got a few little bare patches, but not too bad. She's done pretty well. So, smashing. Look at you, huh? Look at you. Sketchy poo. Yeah. Yeah, there was some black opal. Yeah, g'day. How you doing, Tim? Sorry that you missed it. This time around I was cutting some black opal, but I was specifically cutting for picture stones, and so it was black opal. I'll go out and grab it. Right. Here it is. So that's the stone, and you can see that there's actually, you can see some little flecks of colour going on. Yeah, and this is a picture stone with colour in it too, so it's astonishing. Don't drop it now, is all I say. I'll give that one a shot later on. Okay. All warm and snuggly. Hello. Sketchy poo. Go schedule a premiere. I'll wrap up here. Oh, 36. Someone else has done a likey poo. Thank you. Right. We better say hello to Max. I think Max is just over everything. He's not going to let me go anywhere near with my band-aids on. You going to scratch? Well, there you go. There you are, Maxie. Oh, bit of a jump scare. He enjoyed that. He's like, I nearly got you. Yeah, whatever. You and your crazy games. I have no idea what the payoff is there. All right. So what we better do is we better not disturb Pony too much. Give it a bit of scratchy poo. Yeah. Scratchy poo, scratchy poo, scratchy poo, scratchy poo, scratchy poo. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Well, did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Did you hear that? I swear on Saddam Hussein's grave that I didn't say that. It must have been the bird. So, if the bird says it, you must do it. Oh, what a great time I've had cutting opals. What a great time I've had interacting with the birds. Pretty good evening. But I've got a few other things to do now. Record numbers, people peaking. Excellent. 116. Just in time to say goodbye. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Dr. Phil out.